Hi, welcome to Creative Pouring by Cheryl. I'm Cheryl. Today I'm going to pour this little turtle. I've got some chameleon powder that I'm going to put in it, and then when it's done, I'm going to make a little beach scene in here and put the turtle in the beach scene. Okay, so let's get started on this whole big project. I'm going to get a brush to brush the mica powder in there. I'm just going to go over all of it. It's kind of like a blue-green color, and I'm just going to put it in here all over. I already have my resin mixed up. It's gentian resin. I'll put the picture on the screen as always. These are the cutest little turtles. I've made tons of them. I usually turn them into magnets to put on the fridge, but today I decided I want to make a turtle. Clean this up. I've already dumped it out, as you can see. It's not perfect, but it'll do. I've got my black DIY pigment upside down. There you go. Got that off of Temu. I've got my resin. Take just a little bit. And stir it in. I'm backing it with black so that way it'll shine, or the chameleon powders will pop. Because when you back them with, I'm getting tongue twisted. When you back them with black, you tend to get a better color from the chameleon powders. Okay, I put a little bit in there, and I'm gonna put it down in the head, poke a little hole so I don't have any bubbles. This mold is notorious for having bubbles at the back of the fin right here. And this one right here is a pretty one that always has bubbles unless you poke the hole. See that bubble? It just popped. And there's the tail and the two legs. Give it a little bit of squeegee weegee. Spray it with 91% alcohol. Isopropyl alcohol. Set it. There we go. And that's the first part of that project. I'll see you when I get ready to do the next part. Have a great one. Welcome back. I've got the turtle done. Let's go ahead and demold him and see what he looks like. Oh, he turned out beautiful. Okay, we'll set him aside. I've got some sand left over from a different project. Perfect timing, because I can work on this. I'm going to put this sand in the bottom of the shell, so it'll turn out looking like an ocean. Spread that around a little bit. It might be a little bit too much sand. Let's get some of that out of there. Pull that up there. Much better. I've got a few shells I want to put in it. Need to be starfish. Little itty bitty shell. Come on. Go. And I tend to do things in threes because it just, the aesthetic looks better. And even in uneven numbers, the aesthetic looks much better. Yeah, I know I'm not putting very much in there, but I don't want very much in there. And I'm going to put the little guy. Right there. And then I'm going to come back when this is cured. And I'm going to put some blue for the water. Some bluish green for the water. And then he'll be done. We'll see you when it's ready to go to the next step. Welcome back. I'm going to go ahead and use resin dye for the resin. It's the sky blue. Sorry, the focus is not the world's best right there. I'll link everything below. I'm going to put a couple of drops in here, and then I'm going to mix it up real good. I'm going to get one of my little silicone cups to put underneath here so I could tilt it a little bit, or find something to make it tilt a little bit better so that the water will be toward the back instead of in the front. I found this cup right here. It's just one of my mixing cups that I use. I'm going to get this settled, and then I'm going to go ahead and see at the next step. Okay, it's time for the waves. I've got my UV resin. I poured a little bit in this cup right here. I'm going to be using some alcohol ink white for the waves. It's just the regular white. It's not the sinker white. You need to make sure you shake it up real good before you put any in your resin, which I've done. I'm going to put a few drops here. I'm sorry I'm a little bit off screen. I've got a new different camera angle, and I'm still working on it. Please let me know if you like that a little bit, like that better or not. Make sure you stir it up really good so everything's mixed in, because you don't want any kind of striations in it. Now what I'm going to do is I've put some Dawn dish soap in a little bit of water, and I've learned this from Julia. You shake it up real good and you get the bubbles that you want on top. So you've got some nice pretty bubbles in there, and it makes the foam for the waves. So you put a little bit, you line it where you want it, and I'm doing it around this turtle. I want it to make it look like it's crashing around the turtle. You spread it out so it's real thin. And then you come and you get a spoon or I'm using just a spatula. Put some bubbles on it, and then you just put them on that white. Make sure you don't get any water on it, because if you get water on it, it's going to be a mess. You just want to use the bubbles. But then after you do that, you put it under the UV resin light. When it comes out underneath the UV resin, you need to get some paper towels and you need to damp it or dab it so that it gets all that bubbles and residue up. And see how pretty those little, it looks like actual foam from the ocean, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and put a thicker line right here at the edge of the waves, because that makes it look like it's crashing on the beach. I'll be back once this is done curing. Well, it came out really good, but I still need to do a second wave in there. I'm going to go ahead and do it on this first part up here. I'm doing it the same way I did it before. I'm just putting that layer, and then I'm going to spread it out real good and put those bubbles on it again and cure it. I'll be back when it finishes curing. Don't forget to get your paper towel and wipe off all those bubbles and any kind of wetness that would be in there before you put that line around to make it look like the foam is crashing. I'm going to go ahead and finish this last wave up here and get it under the UV lamp. I'll be back when this is done curing. Don't forget to blot it when it's done with the towel. And wow, that is gorgeous. I love these little turtle shells. Well, if you like my channel, please subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps my channel. And share too while you're at it. Thank you.